What's the difference between average and good and great in anything, including ministry? Why do some people seem to produce at a level that others do not? Well, next up, I'm going to introduce you to an Olympic swimmer that seems to have discovered the secret. And I'm also going to share a Bible verse that will tie it all together. Let's go. Welcome to God Dream University. I am Bob Upgren, and you are at GDU. Why are we here? Why does GDU exist? To help you start and grow a ministry, my friend. If you're just starting out, we want to come alongside you, encourage you to take that step of faith to do what God's calling you to do. And if you're in a ministry, we want to come beside you and amplify the impact of the ministry that God has placed you in to be a leader. So that's what GDU does. And to that end, I got something free for you. This is my free signal right here. There's a link in the description. It is a new masterclass called 3 Secrets to Start and Grow Your Ministry. And here's something cool. They're not just secrets, they are paradigm shifts. 3 shifts, and they will serve you so well. Take advantage of the masterclass. The link is in the description. Totally free. Totally free. And at the end, I actually pull back the curtains. Blah, blah, blah. That's the sound effect for curtains, right? Pull back the curtains, and you can see what GDU looks like. And if you want to participate and kind of join that inside mastermind, you can do it. Would love to have you in there. All right, let's get into the content. We're talking about swimming, and we're not talking about Michael Phelps or any other modern-day swimmer. I'm talking about a guy by the name of John Naber, and this is really interesting. I think it's got a powerful principle that we can glean from, especially those in ministry, because we need to be intentional about the work that we do. Ministry is not fly by the seat of our pants. Ministry is not a laissez-faire approach. The reality is the more effective, the more efficient, the more productive we are, the greater our ministry, right? The greater the influence of our ministry, but the greater the impact on the kingdom. And that's ultimately what it's all about. And so Naber is a great person to learn from, because here is a swimmer in the Olympics and he wins 4 gold medals. On top of that, each one of the gold medals was achieved with a world record time. Now think about that. 4 gold medals, 4 world records. That's what he did. Now, what was his secret? Well, I got a couple quotes that I want to share with you that are very telling. Here's what he says. He says, the thing about competitive swimming is that the instant you hit the water, you enter the pain zone. Have you ever been to the pain zone before? If you've been an athlete at the end of a practice and the coach says, get on the line, you know what the pain zone is. That coach is going to work you, and he's going to take you to a point that likely you couldn't go yourself. And you, my friend, are going to be in the pain zone. So he's talking about this pain zone. He says, your heart is hammering. Your lungs are on fire. Your muscles are straining to their maximum. He says, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Now, he actually uses a different word. Not going to use that word here, but you get what I'm talking about. It's not a comfortable place to be, which is the point, because we've been conditioned to seek comfort. But the reality is growth, achievement, and ultimate influence and growth in the kingdom of God is going to require you stepping into a place of being uncomfortable, stepping into the pain zone, and doing the work that other people don't want to do, staying there a little bit longer, right? Here's what he says. The difference between a good swimmer and a great swimmer is that the great swimmer has the capacity to go a little bit deeper into the pain zone and stay there a little bit longer. They're willing to go a little bit deeper, and they are willing to stay just a little bit longer, knowing that while you or I rest in that pain zone, on the other side is the blessing. On the other side is the blessing. It's the person that is writing a fundraising letter or writing a letter to the audience that God's called them to serve. And you're not a great writer, but at the end, when you see a finished draft, you feel good about it. It's a person that doesn't like to speak, and they get up and speak, and it's hard and it's tough, but at the end, they feel good that they have achieved that. It's a person that doesn't like to shoot videos, and it's hard to shoot videos that go out and serve people, but at the end, you feel good about getting a couple videos done each day. Whatever the task is in ministry and out, but we're talking about ministry here, because there's eternal ramifications in how we approach our work. And we can be laissez-faire, we can be fly by the seat of our pants, right? We can just be, well, I'll take it as it comes, or we can be intentional and strive for excellence in what God has called us to do and step into the pain zone and take it just a little bit further for the sake of the cross. Come on, that is super, super important. And Naber is using this. He's talking about this in regards to swimming, but we pull it and we apply it into the world of ministry and say, is the dream that God is calling you to orchestrate worthy of being in the pain zone? Is the transformation that you're going to see in the ministry that you lead worthy of resting and staying in some uncomfortable moments for the sake of what's going to happen to the people that God has called you to lead? In Galatians, there is a powerful verse that says what? Galatians 6:9, right? Let us not grow weary in doing good, because at a proper time, you will what? I know that you know the verse. You will reap a harvest. You will reap a harvest. But right after that, a lot of people stop the verse right there. But it says this, if we do not give up. You see, here's the thing. I think we touch the pain zone and we stop. And you guys, what I want to encourage you to do in your work is I want you to touch the pain zone. And I want you to know that that's when the magic really starts to happen, is going to that place and saying, okay, when it's too tough for everyone else, it is just right for me. You guys, the pain zone is where the blessing is. The pain zone is where ultra productivity is. And ultimately, when we lean into something like that, God pours favor upon your effort to serve him. No question about it. I just look at it and I say, okay, if God has given me a calling or God has given you a calling in anything, is that calling worthy of stepping into uncomfortable moments for the sake of the cross and for the sake of the people that God has called you to minister to? The answer is yes, yes, and yes 100% of the time. God bless. Hey, if you enjoyed this piece of content and felt like there was value in the content provided, or perhaps this information could minister and speak into the lives of other people, maybe even friends that you have, I'm going to ask for your help. Would you please subscribe to this channel so we can join hands together and lead people to become more ministry focused in their lives? Thanks so much. God bless.